Hey guys, Sean Bucci, surplusfundsriches.net. Been a little while since I posted anything. The reason for this video is we're going to talk about North Carolina flipping and how the 10-day upset bid rule in North Carolina makes North Carolina the #1 state, because it's the only state that does that, the #1 state for flipping property pre-tax sale. You could argue you could use this on the mortgage side as well, but I'm going to cover the tax sale side and how it's so powerful. So North Carolina has an antiquated law, and that law is somebody can come in at a tax deed sale, bid on a property, and the county has to wait. They have to wait 10 days, just in case someone else could show up and bid higher. Next bidder only has to bid, there's a minimum amount you have to put down, but only has to bid 5% higher than the last bid. So what they do in North Carolina, a lot of these investors, there's a lot of sharks here, just like anywhere else. What they do is they'll mess with each other. Some guy will bid on it, the next guy goes, okay, he'll wait till day 9, he'll upset the bid by bidding at least 5% higher. And these guys will do this for 6 to 9 months at a time. Why is that powerful? Well, you know, if you're going after pre-tax sale property in other states, you've got until that auction hits, and then it's over. Unless you're using our redemption program, and that's only in specific states. So, in North Carolina, that's different. At that point, they're going to tell the owner, hey, somebody hit the bid, you've lost your house, get out of the house. Well, it's not true, because someone else can come in at day 9, upset that bid, and it will get moved on. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example of something I actually did in North Carolina, a couple of examples actually, using this loophole to illustrate how powerful this loophole is. First off, I had a deal with a guy. He had a property up in Statesville area, Iredell County, and we were literally, the upset bid period had already started, it had already been hit a couple times. We were at like day 7. I needed to get the deed back, because the way that I flip property on pre-tax sale flipping is I get the deed, record that, and then I will pay off the taxes to stop the foreclosure, and then I'll pay the owner. I'm not going to pay off the taxes on a property to stop the foreclosure that I don't own. That would be stupid. I'd be basically paying off the taxes for the owner, right? I have to record the deed first. After I record the deed, I will then pay off the taxes, and then I will pay the owner their amount. Now, if they're living in it, one of the options I have, and this was a way to sweeten the deal and to buy it cheaper, if they're living in it, I can give them a month or 2 free rent to stay in it. I'll give them a portion of what I agreed to pay them, and more money once they get out of the property. You have to dangle the carrot, because these people were not afraid of, they were not afraid of the tax department. They're certainly not afraid of me, okay? So I had to deal with a guy in Statesville, and he couldn't meet the mobile notary. Ended up being literally day 9, he meets with the notary, I get it in the mail. It was priority overnight, FedEx, whatever, and ran up to Statesville, literally jumped in my car with that quitclaim deed he had signed, took off for Statesville to record the deed before the 10 days was up. I get there, I record the deed, and what I do when I do that is I use the public access computer to also double check that there was an additional debt that I don't know about. Federal IRS tax liens, that kind of thing, right? So at that point, I recorded the deed. Now, at this point, the attorney for the county is kind of following me around. Okay, whatever. You can always tell the guy. He's the best dressed guy in court. So I record the deed, immediately go over to the tax folks to pay off the taxes to stop the sale. Give the lady the company check for the exact amount. I had verified the exact amount the day before. Gave her a check for that. Even a note with a parcel ID number in the bottom. North Carolina, it has to be a company check or a bank check. So I pay her off, and I get the receipt, and I look at it real quick. Thank God I did. And the receipt lists a different PIN, a different parcel ID number. So I said, ma'am, you paid off the wrong property. You got to do that. Oh, let me change that. Okay. They're all the same person in these counties. Anyway, it's like they've cloned them and put them in every single county. Anyway, she took care of that, and I immediately walked back across the hall, other portion of tax, and I upset the bid. The attorneys follow me around. Said, I need to bid on this. Here's my 5% down. I'm going to go 5% higher. It's 5% or 750, I think. Anyway, and I'm going to go 5% higher, of course, than the last bid, and I bid on that. And why did I do that? Well, that's what the attorney asked me. He said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I said, "Hey, look, man." He said, "Well, I saw you record the deed, pay off the taxes. You own the property, you've paid off the taxes. Why are you upsetting the bid? That's silly to me." And I said, "Look, that lady blew it. She paid off the wrong property. Even with this receipt now, I don't trust her. So I upset the bid because now there's 10 more days for a next highest bidder to come in, even though I've paid off the taxes." He goes, "Yeah, but you paid off the taxes." I said, "Yes, but if she paid off the wrong property, if she made that mistake again, there's 10 days for us to figure this out." And he said, "That is brilliant." I said, "Yeah, I'm just covering my tail." Okay. That 10-day upset bid allowed me to get a deal together I couldn't have gotten together in any other state. We were already a couple of months, like a month and a half beyond the initial auction because it had been upset that many times. Okay? 3 or 4 times. 10-day periods. That's one example of how this is so powerful. I had another one where everything was good, agreed to give the guy, I think it was 20 grand. Property as is, where is, was going to be worth about 50, 60, 10,000 in taxes. I typically like to double my money, but it had been a while since I put a deal together. I'd seen the property, I was able to get in and out. I felt good about it. And I got the deed, actually ran out to record it. I'm in North Carolina, that's another benefit to the North Carolina system is. But ran out to record the deed, drove up there, Guilford County, North Carolina. Right before I record the deed, I noticed, because I hit the public access computer, right? Is there any other debt I didn't know about doing the title work online? There's a $68,000 IRS tax lien that is expiring in 3 months. They typically last 10 years. It'll tell you on the lien. If it doesn't tell you on the lien itself, it's typical for them that it's 10 years. I know it is in North Carolina. So I called him. I went ahead and recorded the deed. I was like, let me see if I can figure this out because I couldn't reach him at first, and I was running out of time on this. So I recorded the deed, called him, waited at the courthouse. I think I went around the corner and got a hot dog or something. Came back. He called me, and I said, "Hey," when I mean came back, I went back to the court. He calls me and he goes, "What's up?" And I said, "Look, I know I agreed to pay you 20 grand, but there's an IRS tax lien. I'm going to have to board this thing up until it expires. I'm sure you were aware of that." He goes, "Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't bring that up." Translation, "Okay, you busted me and I should have told you about that." Yeah, that's true. So I said, "Look, man, I got to pay off taxes and I got to pay you something." Now it was vacant. I got to pay you something. I'm not giving you more than $5 grand. I'm just not. Are you okay with that or not? And he said, "I'm okay with that." I said, "All right, do me a favor, text that to me, and then I'll make sure I can get the check taken care of." And he did. He said, "I agree to reduce it to $5,000 as the pay." Cool. Boarded up the property, sent him his check for $5 grand. And guys, there is a slight risk with IRS. IRS, whenever if there's an IRS tax lien on the property, if there had been an auction, whoever bought it at auction would have to give the IRS up to, I believe it's 120 days. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, to actually redeem it, to buy it back. They never do. They don't have any money in the coffers to do that. They never do. But I'm willing to take the risk. Plus, it didn't go to auction. I bought it. So as soon as it expires, it expires. So, boarded it up. Literally boarded it up myself. Could not get a team out there. Threw the stuff in the truck and just went up and boarded it up. We sold that property for $55,000. I had about 15 grand into it. Now I had to wait 3 months, but it was worth it. Now the 10-day upset bid came in because that gave me the time to put a deal together on this guy that I would not have had in any other state, and the time to figure everything out that I was going to do. We had another one, and in this one, we were coming up on the 10-day upset bid. The guy signed the deed and the contract and the mobile notary sent me pictures of the deed, so I knew it was signed right and notarized right. And that's different state to state. Some states require witnesses, all kinds of crazy crap. Anyway, they had sent me all that information, so I knew it was good. Got lost in transit in FedEx. Came up at the 10-day upset bid mark, and I'm still waiting on this thing. It's days later. I knew I had a signed contract, and I knew the owner was willing to sign that. I did contact the owner and go, hey, there's a snafu with FedEx. Here's the tracking number if you want to check. It'll show you it's lost. We're trying to find it, just so you know where we are. I keep everybody in the loop on this stuff, guys. So I went and said, you know what? I'm going to upset this bid. Because all I got to do is do 5% down, right? On whatever my bid is. It was bid up high, like 80 grand. No problem. Went in, gave 5% down, 4 grand, upset the bid for 10 more days. The FedEx package came in, went ahead and recorded the deed, paid off the taxes, and I was done. Now, one of the questions you guys might have is, in the early example, I bid on that property and I had to give 5% down. Same thing with this one. What happened? That money's coming back to me. It'll take them about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but that deposit on the bid will come back. So I know I'm getting that money back. So there's a lot of ways to skin the cat in North Carolina, and I'm bringing this up because we've got a sale on North Carolina Flipmaster on the 15th and 16th of September. It's a great program to add to whatever you've got. Those of you guys that have been around for a while, you know we only sell our programs. We started doing this year, 2 days out of the month. We do that because we partner with people in a lot of our programs, including this North Carolina program that's on special sale. We partner with people on that. So we don't want too many people to buy it, and we reserve the right to shut the sale down early. We want to make sure we can handle everything that's being sent in to us. So that's one of the reasons we do that. We would rather do it right, even though I've got crew that can handle twice what we're handling right now. We'd rather do it right and make sure we're at that position to where we can do this right. I appreciate it, guys. Hope this has helped you.